Welcome to another tutorial. Here we are going to have a discussion on how you can be able to do different questions that appears in IGCSE Edexcel Maths Paper 1 and Paper 2. It's going to be a comprehensive video which is going to cover and uncover different concepts that you must understand, key areas that you must know in order to perform in your IGCSE Edexcel exams. So we're going to go straight to the first part. You must understand how to work out question on expanding and simplifying expressions. For instance, here we are told expand and simplify x minus 3, x plus 1. Given this question, you need to understand that in order to expand this, we're going to take the first term of the first bracket times the two terms in the second bracket, and the second term, which is minus 3, times the two terms in the second bracket. Then we're going to distribute and multiply those terms that are outside to the two terms there, and this is exactly what we are going to get. Once we have that, we are going to put the like terms together because x minus 3x are like terms, so this is going to be 2x minus 3. And now this becomes the final answer for this particular part. And then to make the examiner happy, you're going to transfer that to that point. Let's look at the second part, because here I wanted to take you through how to approach different questions. If you are told to expand in an examination, you can be given a question like the one that is in the first part A. You may be given a question that's like in part B. You may be given a question that is like part C, and also you may be given like a question that appears in part B. So meaning this concept video enables you to learn how to approach different kind of questions. So let's move to the second part. And part B, we are given x cubed into x minus 1 into x plus 3. So this one, first you may decide to multiply x power 3 into the second bracket, which is x minus 1. Let's see what you are supposed to do. Yes, so that we can be able to simplify or expand that first before going to the third bracket. So that is going to be x cubed times x is going to give us x power 4. X cubed times negative 1 is going to be x power 3. Now that we have obtained will be multiplied to x plus 3 there. Then meaning that we are going to multiply this x power 4 to x, and again x power 4 to 3. Again we shall move to x power 3 to x and x power 3 to 3. So when we expand that, what are we going to get? We're going to get x power 4 right like that into all the terms that are in the second bracket, minus 3 power x power 3 into x plus 3. Then now we can now expand, and x power 4 times x is going to give us x power 5. X power 4 times 3 is going to give us 3x power 4. Next is x power 3 times x is going to give us x power 4, and x power 3 times 3 is going to be minus 3x power 3. Then we shall put the like terms together, because you can see 3x power 4 minus x power 4, this is going to reduce to 2x power 4. So therefore our final answer becomes x power 5 plus 2x power 4 minus 3x power 3. And this is exactly what we expected to get here. Another possible question you can be asked is a question that has got 3 brackets like that, and then you are supposed to expand. So this is not really difficult, but the approach you're going to use is just the same, because you shall deal with 2, and then once you have the answer, you go to the third one. Let's see. We shall start with x minus 2, x plus 1. So let us expand that as we learned from the previous section. This will give us x squared. This will give us x. This will give us negative 2x, and this will give us negative 2. Like terms together, this is going to be x squared minus x minus 2. And then this one is going to be multiplied to this one. so that we can be able to again expand. So meaning that x squared is going to be multiplied to the second bracket, which is x minus 5, the two terms that are there, minus x again is going to be multiplied to that, and minus 2 is going to be multiplied to that. Then we expand in order to put the like terms together. Let me just move this so that we can have enough space. Let me reduce this a little bit. Then we are going to have x cubed minus 6x squared plus 3x plus 10. And that now becomes our final answer. So to do questions to do with expansion, you have to be prepared to do questions which are similar to that. Now, once we have done that, let us look at this one that is having 2x minus 4 and everything is squared. So meaning whatever is in the bracket is repeated. That's what that question means. Then we are going to multiply the first term, which is 2x, into the entire of the second bracket, minus 4 into 2x minus 4. And this is going to be what? 2x times 2x will be 4x squared. Okay? And this will be 8x. 4 times 2, this is going to be minus 8x. And negative 4 times negative 4, that will be positive 16. Now we can put the like terms together. And we identify that this is going to be 4x squared minus 16x plus 16. And this gives our final answer. And if you are benefiting from this tutorial, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Let's move to the next part. Now the next concept is how to simplify expressions. And this is going also to involve indices. Those are questions that you must know because they'll never miss in an exam. This tutorial is going to be about what do you need to know in order to get grade 9. Now, you see we are given 15x power 4, y power 7 over 3x power 3, and this is y power 4. That's y, that's not 7. At the denominator, we have x power 3 and y power 4. So in order to do this, remember there is no addition or subtraction at the numerator and denominator. So therefore, we are going to cancel those variables or quantities which are the same. For instance, we can be able to cancel 15 and 3 because they are divisible. We can be able to cancel out x power 4 and x power 3. And we are going to also to cancel y power 7 and y power 4. Now let's go ahead and try to rewrite this so that you can be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. So 15 and 3 will be 5. We'll have that. X power 4 divided by x power 3. Because this is division, we're going to subtract the power. So therefore, 4 minus 3, we are going to get 1. So we are going to remain with x. We are going to remain with x. So this is going to be x. And y power 4, 7 and y power 4. Because they are divided, we subtract the powers so that we are going to have y power 3. And now let's look at when you are having bracket inside there and then you have a power outside. So meaning for you to work out with this, you are going to multiply the powers. Because 3 is a power and 2 is also a power. When you have such a scenario, you multiply the power. So this is going to be 3 times 2. And this is going to be x power 6. Part C, we are given 3x power 4, y power 3 into bracket power 2. So the power 2 is going to affect all the terms which are inside the bracket. For instance, under this, we have 3 raised to power 1. So this is going to be all the powers are going to be multiplied by 2. And which means that we are going to have 3 power 2 x power 4 times 2, that will be 8, and y power 3, that is 3 times 2, that's going to be 6, and this is going to simplify to 9 x power 8 y power 6, and we transfer that here to make the examiner happy. Moving to question D, we are having 2m raised to power 7 raised to power 3. So meaning this is going to be 2 raised to power 3, because 2 is like power 1 times 3 is going to be 2 raised to power 3. 7 is going to be multiplied by 3, so it's going to be m 7 times 3, and that's going to give us 21 times m cubed. So this is going to be 2 raised to power 3 m 21 m power 3. So we are going to, because m power 21 times m power 3, we are going to add the powers, and the 2 raised to power 3 is going to be 8. 2 raised to power 3 means 2 times 2 times 2. 2 is multiplied 3 times, but m power 21 times m power 3, when numbers or variables which have the same base, like m and m, but the power is different, we are going, and they are multiplied, we're going to add the powers. So this is going to be 21 plus 3, and that's going to be 24, and that becomes our final answer. Basics you need to understand. You need to know how to work out questions to do with Pythagoras theorem, and also you need to work out questions to do with trigonometry. That's the use of SOHCAHTOA. But SOHCAHTOA, I'm going to include it in a different section. But at this particular point, I want us to learn how you do Pythagoras theorem and what you must know. Remember, Pythagoras theorem is a concept that enables you to work out the missing side of a right angle triangle. And something that is very important and very important at this particular point you need to know is that the product of the square, or of the square, or the sum of this, what am I saying? Let me restructure my statement. For Pythagoras theorem, the sum of the square of the two shorter side equals to the square of the longest side. So it doesn't matter whether it's called A, B, C, and D, or P, Q, R, and S. Yeah? P, Q, and R. So if you are given the two shorter sides, which is 3 and 5, these are the two shorter sides. The longest side is x, which is the hypotenuse. So for you to find that, you are going to say the square of the two shorter sides. Then if you add them, should be equal to the square of the longest side. And we can be able to write that as a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. In this case, we are saying a is a shorter side, b is a shorter side, and c is the longest side, which is the hypotenuse. And let us identify a, b, and c in our diagram so that we can be able to use and substitute the values. So this is going to be 5 squared plus 3 squared should be equal to x squared. In that case, this is going to be 25 plus 9 equals to x squared. And if we add that, we're going to get x squared equals to 34. Then in order to find x, we are going to find the square root both sides so that we have our answer as, let's check, our answer is going to be in one decimal place is going to be 5.8 centimeters. 5.8 centimeters. Now moving to the second part here, we are looking for a shorter side. So we are going to say that this is our a, b, and c, and then we are going to say a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. So our shorter side is x, and another shorter side is 8 equals to 17, and this is going to be what? X squared and 8 squared is 64, so this is going to be 17 squared minus 8 squared, and that's going to be 289 minus 64, and x squared is going to be equal to 225. Finding the square root, and the answer is going to be 15, but correct to three significant figures. Correct to three significant figures, going to be 15.0, so that it's in three significant figures. Or we can even change this so that it's the answer I've written here is two significant figures. So if you are asked two significant figures, you are going to state that it's 15, correct to two significant figures. I think that accuracy there was supposed to be changed. Now let us move to factorization. Factorize the following expressions. We are given 6y squared minus y minus 5. This is a quadratic expression. Then you are supposed to factorize. Now, in order to do factorization here, we need to multiply the first term, which is 6, by the last term, which is 5. So the product is going to be negative 30. We need two numbers whose product is negative 30. If we multiply these two, because if you're having a number that is in front of the y squared or x squared for a quadratic expression, you must multiply that term and the last term. So we need two numbers whose product is negative 30, but the sum is negative 1. Because you can see the middle term there is y, so it's minus 1. So at this point, the two numbers are going to be 5 and negative 6. Because 5 plus negative 6, we shall get negative 1. But also 5 times negative 6, we are going to get negative 30. So those are the two numbers whose product is negative 30 and the sum is negative 1. The next part is to rewrite the expression 6y squared minus y minus 2 in such a way that the middle term, which is minus y, can be written in terms of the two numbers that we have gotten, 5 and negative 6. So this is going to be written as 6 minus y squared minus 6y plus 5y plus 5y minus 5. Then we are going to group these two together. If we group them together like that, we can be able to easily factorize what's common in each of the brackets. So that we are going to have, in the first bracket, you can see 6 is appearing both sides and also y is appearing both sides. So we are going to factor out 6y. We remain with y minus 1. In the second bracket, you can see 5 is common, so we are going to factor out 5. We remain with y minus 1. And then we're going to pick these terms that are outside the brackets. I picked this one and this one so that I have 6y plus 5. And also we picked the one of the two brackets which are the same, this one, so that we're gonna have our answer 6y plus 5, y minus 1 as our final answer. Moving to Roman 2 of A. Here we are just going to factor out common terms, and you see we're having 24 and 6, so the common factor there is going to be 6. We're going to factor out 6, and what x is appearing in the two expressions terms, so this x is going to appear out and we have y squared and y cubed, so we're going to take the least power, y squared, so that we're going to remain with 4x squared minus y as our answer. So that you see, if you expand the bracket, if you try to open the bracket, you will go back to the initial expressions. In the second part, I've also prepared a question that can enable you learn how to use factorization to solve quadratic equations. So first we need to factorize here, and you see we are given x squared plus 5x plus 6. So we need two numbers whose product is, in front of x squared we have 1. 1 times 6 is going to be 6. Sum is going to be the middle term, which is 5. So which are the two numbers whose product is 6 but the sum is 5? Those two numbers, can you think about them? They can be what? 2 and 3. Yes. Then once we have that, we can be able to rewrite the expression in terms of the two numbers that we have. So this is going to be x squared plus 3x plus 2x and then plus 6. Then we group two of them like that, and then we factor out what's common. The first bracket x is common, so that we are going to take x out and we're going to remain with x plus 3. The second bracket 2 can go to 6 as well, so we are going to factor 2 out, and then we have x plus 3. Then we pick those terms which are outside, that is going to be x plus 2, and one of the two brackets which are the same, and that's going to be x plus 3. And that is what you're supposed to have there. Now, once you have this factorized expression, once you have that factorized expression, you are going to use it to solve the equation, because you can see in Roman 1 and Roman 2, the expression part are the same. We are given x squared plus 5x plus 6, and this is the same expression, x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals to 0. So the left hand side of Roman 2 can be written as this part. Yeah, I'll be able to factor it out. I just want to just move it down there straight. Just giving me trouble. Let me use this one. Okay, now this is the expression. Now we shall equate to 0 because the left hand side is going to factorize that, which means we are going to say x plus 2 equals to 0, or x plus 3 equals to 0. Then you can see we can be able to take this on the other side so that we can get the values of x, and our x is going to be -2, or x is going to be -3. Those are the two answers for this. I know you've seen question before to do with algebraic fractions. How do you deal with algebraic fractions? So that's what we are going to do. And what are the possible questions you can be asked relating to algebraic fractions? In that section, in this section, I've highlighted different concepts that you have to learn, you must learn, so that you are in a good position to do. Simplify. You are given x squared minus 16 over 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. So the approach you're going to give this question and the concept that you need to know is how to factorize. So we're going to factorize the numerator and also factorize the denominator. Then once we factorize that, we rewrite that expression with the factorized format. So this is going to factorize to, this is a difference of 2 squared. This is going to factorize to x minus plus 4x minus 4. Yeah, so that we can be able to move further and factorize the denominator now, which is 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. So we have that product. The first term is 2 times -12. That will be the product going to be -24. Don't forget that. The sum is going to be -5. So which two numbers, if you add them, you get -5, but if you multiply them, you get -24. Try to think which numbers are which numbers are those. Yeah. Those two numbers are -8 and 3, because -8 plus 3 will give you -5, but -8 times 3 will give you -24. So we are going to rewrite the expression that we were given at the denominator in terms of the two numbers that we have. So this is going to be 2x squared minus 8x plus 3x. You see, if you add -8x plus 3x, you are going to get -5. Then we are going to write also -12 here. Then we shall group the two and that, then factor out what's common in each case, and then pick the terms that are outside bracket and one of the terms that is there, and we have our expression like that. We picked that and also this one of them. Now we have the factorized form of the denominator. We need to write the expression now the way it was originally written with the factorized format of each of the parts. So at the numerator, we were having x plus 4, x minus 4. That is the factorized form. At the denominator, we shall have 2x plus 3, x minus 4. Then I'll write x minus 4. there's something very interesting there. You can see there are terms or brackets which are the same, and those are the terms which are going to be cancelled so that we have the simplified format. So our final answer becomes x plus 4, 2x plus 3. That is what you are supposed to have. There's no way you can be able to cancel 2 and 4 or x and x because there is addition sign there. At the top we have plus and below we have plus. So there's no way you can cancel that. You just leave it the way it is. Solve 3x minus 2 over 4 minus 2x plus 5 over 3 equals to 1 minus x over 6. So this is an algebraic fraction, and it's an equation that we ought to solve. The best way we can go about this is by finding the LCM of all the numbers that we have there, 4, 3, and 6, and then multiply each term by the LCM so that we get rid of the fraction. So the LCM of all those is 12. Then we are going to rewrite the expression the way it was, and then I'll be very happy if you put for me this bracket, because if you do put them, you remember that every term that or any number that is outside the bracket is going to affect all the terms which are inside the bracket. So it's very important for you to put those brackets. So in each of the terms that we have here, multiply by the LCM, LCM, LCM. Then here we'll cancel out, we shall have 3, here we shall have 4, and here we shall have 2. Then now let us rewrite the simplified form of that. Then we shall go ahead to open the brackets. Now we are going to open the bracket. Let me just try to reduce this so that I have enough space so that I can be able to work on it. Let's expand that, and you need to be very, very careful when you are expanding to ensure that everything is fine. And now next we are going to put the like terms together. 9x minus 8x is going to be that, and we have negative 6 minus 20 equals to 2 minus 2x. 9x minus 8x will give us x, and this will give us minus 26. Yeah. I've decided to take negative 6 and negative 20 on the other side and bring 2x on this other side, because on the right hand side you can see there's negative 2x, but when it comes on the left hand side of the equal sign, is going to become addition. That's why we have x plus 2x equals to 2 plus 6 plus 20. So if we simplify that, we're going to get our answers 28 over 3. Express as a single fraction in its simplest form. Given that, also you are going to find the LCM, and in that case the LCM is going to be the product of all the numbers that we have there. See, we were having the first term, the denominator is x plus 1, second term is x minus 2, and the third term is x. So the LCM is going to be x times x plus 1, x minus 2. Then you're going to multiply everything that you have there by the LCM. Let me just move this a little bit so that I have enough space. I'm going to express as a common fraction, because in this question here we are told to express as a single fraction. So I've represented the entire concept or the entire expression with the LCM. And you are going to realize that the first term, which is having x minus 1, is going to cancel with one part of the LCM. So we are going to have this cancel. So this is going to be 3x into x minus 2 minus 1 x plus 1, and this is going to be minus 4, and x is going to cancel that particular point. So here you are going to expand. I'll expect you to expand and put the like terms together so that you can be able to get your answer. Just expand everything and put the like terms together. Because of time, I have just guided you on how to go about it. You can be able to expand everything there and put the like terms together, and that will be simplified so that you can be able to get your expression. I need also to guide you on how to work out a question like this. It's 3x squared plus 26x plus 35 over x squared plus 8 equals to 0. Now, you need to see that we are having this. If we multiply both sides by x squared plus 8, this part here will cancel out. And the right hand side will be 0 because 0 times a number is going to be 0. So we are going to remain with 3x squared plus 26x plus 35 equals to 0. This is a question you can be able to use now. Any method, you can use product and sum. You can use factorization in order to solve that, so that once you factorize, you can be able to get the two brackets like that. And pick that, we can pick the numbers that are outside like that, and then we shall have x plus 7 into 3x plus 5 equals to 0. Then we can say x plus 7 equals to 0. Taking that, we get negative 7 as one of our answer, and also have 3x plus 5. Taking 5 on the other side to be minus, then we are going to have that, and then our final answer becomes what? Negative 5 over 3. So that's another possible question that you can be asked. Complete the square is another concept that you need to know how to work out, because it's a common question. Now, to complete this square, there is some steps that we said. You see, you are having x squared plus 6x minus 7. In order to complete this square, you are going to take x. You're going to take x. Let me just move this a little bit so that I have enough space. You are going to take x and divide the second term by 2. That will be 3. So you shall have to write, the first term you have to write when you complete the square is x, like that. Then on the original expression that was given, 6x. Now you are going to divide that 6 by 2. That's going to be 3, and then enclose the bracket, write squared. Now, if you expand this, we are going to get, if you remember how to expand this, we're going to get extra 9. If you expand x plus 3 squared, you are going to get extra 9. So we are going to subtract the square of the number that is inside the bracket 3, and then minus 7. Look at the original equation. It was minus 7 was somewhere there, so you are going to subtract it here. Then now we need to simplify everything that we have, and this is going to be negative 9 minus 7, and finally this is going to be x plus 3 squared minus 16, and that is now the answer that was expected. That's one of a question that you can be asked. Another format you can be asked to use completing square method is this second one. Express each of the following in the form a, there is a outside, into bracket x plus b squared plus c. When you are given that, what are you supposed to do? Now let's look at this. I need also to mention, if you have a question, then you are told to state the vertex, the turning point, the minimum point, the maximum point from the completed square format like that. What do? You need to go to the format, and then we have x plus 3. Inside the bracket, we have 3. You are going to take the opposite sign of that number 3, which is going to be negative 3. And the number outside is going to give you the y coordinate, which is, you are going to take the way it is. This one you usually take it the way it is, which is going to be negative 16. So the turning point, or the maximum point, or the minimum point, or the vertex is going to be negative 3, negative 6. If inside the bracket we were having x minus 3, so the vertex we will take the opposite of minus 3 will be a positive. So that's something that you need to remember. We're going to do the same in the second question. We shall state the minimum point, maximum point, or the vertex, so that you'll get to understand what I'm saying. So let us go further here. We are told express each of the following in the form a into x plus b squared plus c. So we are going to group these two. First, you see there is an a there. We are going to factor 2 out. We are going to factor 2 because 2 is common in the first term and the second term, which is negative 12. So we are going to factor 2 out. Then we shall pick, we remain with x squared minus 6x plus 19. So we are going to put some bracket here, and that's what I'll expect you to be doing. Once you have factored a common term out, you are going to introduce a bracket like that. Then we're going to complete the square of what is inside the bracket. So this is going to be 2 into completing the one that are in the white brackets. We are going to say that is x minus a half of negative 6 is going to be 3. Close the bracket, squared, minus the square of what's in the 3, which is inside the bracket. That's minus 3 squared. We enclose the bracket there, plus 19, because 19 was there. Then this is going to translate to 2 into x minus 3 squared, because negative 3, rather not negative 3, but 3 squared is going to be 9. That 9 times 2 is going to be 18. So we shall subtract 18 plus 19. 18 is coming from 3 squared times 2, because already 2 was in the 2 block brackets. So we are going to simplify that, and this is going to be our final answer. So if you are asked to state the vertex will be positive 3, because we said you take the opposite sign of that number, then comma 1, and that is going to be a turning point or the vertex. So sometimes they'll ask you to state the coordinates of the turning point of that expression once you have completed a square. So you have to be. All right, so there is this one here. I'll expect you to try it first. Just try it. Check if you will get the answer, and then confirm with the answer we are going to say. Pause the video. Try to work it out. Remember, we are going to do something of factoring a common term out. Okay, continue. Introduce the block brackets. Okay, let's see what you're expected to do. Introduce bracket, then factor 3 out. X squared minus 1. Introduce this main bracket that we talked about. A half of 6. All right. Then now let us try to simplify it further, because we know 3 squared is 9. That 9 times 3 is going to give us negative 27. 27 minus 1 will be negative 28, and that's what we expected to do. So if you are told to state the vertex, what would be the coordinate of the vertex here? Okay. Solving quadratic equations using a quadratic formula. First, identify A is the first term, which is 1. B is negative 10. C is negative 3. Then write the quadratic formula the way it's written. Substitute what you have into the quadratic formula. Simplify, and this is going to reduce to what? Let me reduce this. We are going to have 10 plus or minus square root of 112 over 2. Then we have this reducing to what? 10.58 over 2. So meaning, for us to get the first two answers, we are going to say 10 plus 10.58 divided by 2, which is going to give us our answers 10.29, or 10 minus 10.58 divided by 2, which is going to give us negative 0.29. So that is how you use a quadratic formula in order to work out different questions. Further, we are going to work out a question when you have 4x squared plus 7x plus 2 equals to 0. So the key point here is to identify the value of A, identify the value of B, and identify the value of C. I would like you to attempt that so that you understand that you can see that the value of A there is 4, the value of B is 7, the value of C is 2. Just try it and check what you are going to get. I'm going to guide you on how to work out this, and you need to remember the LCM is the product of the two denominator parts, which is x minus 3, x plus 1. Once you have identified the LCM, multiply the LCM all through in all the terms that are in this particular expression. Yeah, LCM we have said is that, just need more space so that I can be able to write this. Multiply by the LCM also, LCM, and also here by LCM. You can see this part and this part will cancel out, this and this will cancel out. On the right hand side, nothing is going to cancel out. That you're going to expand and then put the like terms together. So we shall have 5 into x plus 1 plus 2 into x minus 3 equals to that, because this one has no effect, so we're going to expand that. Now we shall expand everything that we have, put the like terms together. Once you have put the like terms together, this is going to reduce to a quadratic equation. Yeah, this is going to reduce to a quadratic equation, which is x squared minus 9x minus 1 equals to 0. Once you have this quadratic equation, that's where now you can be able to solve using a quadratic formula in order to get your answer. So basically that's what you are supposed to do. So the next part of the tutorial will be on next more topics that you are expected to prepare on. If you found value, consider liking this video and also subscribing. Turn the notification on so that when I'm going to upload the next part, you'll be notified. I've already just helped you to identify the values of A, B, and C. Then now apply the formula here so that you can get the value of X. See you.